Greetings, viewers. So the topic I wanted to cover today is Treadmill is tripping GFCI in the garage. We're in Texas, so we have this in the garage, and every time I went to 6 miles right on the treadmill, it was tripping. So I wanted to check what's going on. Couple of things I did was I have an extension cord, as you can see right here, connected to the outlet. So I connected this, I ran it all the way inside the house, and then I ran it, inclined, turned on the fan, consuming as much power as possible, and it didn't trip. So then I connected it back here, and I wanted to see how the GFCI is working. So this is the GFCI that we had, and it's rated at 15 amp, 125 volts. So I connected this amp probe right here, this red piece that you see, and over here I connected this fluke with the clamp, right? So you plug it in there to measure amps as you're using it. You have to put some load. So what I noticed is I go up to around 11 amps when I run around 6 miles with the load. So you have to turn it on at 6 and also be on the treadmill and run on it, so you put some load on the motor. So I was getting around 11 and I saw it's tripping. Well, so that tells me that it's supposed to trip at 15 or above, let's just say 14 or something, but it's tripping at 11. So there has to be something with the GFCI. And in addition to that, when I'm inside the house, it's not tripping anything. So I did some, search online what's going on, and I noticed that many people are saying the GFCIs tend to do this as they get old. So this is probably, 5-10 years old or something. So I installed this new GFCI, and I've been running it, testing it. I am getting the same amp, and it's not tripping anymore. So if you are facing the same issues, these are some of the tools that you may not have. You can find these like at Grainger or some of the other electrical stores. Home Depot might also have these. This is really cool because you can put it to amp, of course, but what you can do is over here it has this let me see if I can focus there. It has this min and max button right there. So you can actually pick, like, if you wanted to capture the minimum, maximum, or average. So I put it to max, and as you can see, it's saying max during my run was 11.7, minimum was of course 0, and the average was 1.4. So if you have one of these tools, it's great, much easier, makes it much easier. However, you don't really need these tools. What I would say is just connect it inside the house to a regular outlet, see what happens. And then if you have a different GFCI that you can get to, connect it to that one and see what happens. It's all about data collection, right? So you collect the data, understand how the unit is behaving, and then you can probably try to make a call from there. Hey, you know what? I think I need to replace my GFCI. And also these are like $20, easy to replace. If your house is 10-15 years old, might as well do it. Another thing could be if you have an old unit, old treadmill, it might just be a motor, because the carbon brushes, as they are wearing down, sometimes the peak can be like for a millisecond or something, the peak can be 16 amps or something like that. and in that case it will trip your breaker, not the breaker, sorry, your GFCI, because it's not tripping the breaker, right? What you could do is, you know, I didn't look into it, but you could possibly find a 20 amp GFCI, or you can just try to jump the GFCI, in a safe way, because you don't need a GFCI for your treadmill, and try to run like a direct line from somewhere else and just install it here. It's in the garage, like you don't really care if it's outside, if it's looking nice or something. At least I don't. So you could do that as well. Some options out there. I hope this video is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll try to help you out. We'll see you next time then.